Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Sunny, aka the Oracle of Alexandria, and today I have your weekly insight reading. So the purpose of this reading is to take a glimpse at your week ahead. You'll use your intuition to choose one of the three piles. I have these Greek alphabet oracle letters on each pile to help you choose. For pile 1 on the left, we have Omicron. For pile 2 in the center, we have Ypsilon, and I have called this by the wrong name so many times, so I apologize for doing that in the past. On the right, for pile 3, we have Xi. And that one I've also called by the wrong name, so I think the alphabet oracle is wanting me to properly remember the names. I digress. Use your intuition to choose which pile most appeals to you. You can go by the letter on the card, you can go by the position of the pile, either left, right, or center, or you could choose at random. I will have timestamps down below for each pile and to start at each specific reading. Right now I'm going to cut to the footage of me forming the piles, and then I will see you in your respective reading. Thank you again so much for joining me, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. So, if you chose this pile, you chose the pile with Omicron as your alphabet oracle. We will save that for a closing message at the end of the reading. For now, we are going to focus on your tarot cards and the 2 cards that we chose from the Primrose and Prose oracle deck. And before we start, I will reposition the camera to zoom in a little bit so that everything is easier to see. I almost had it right. Okay. So this card here represents the dominant theme, energy, or the context for the spread regarding your week ahead. And it is the 4 of Wands. Okay. And that is really beautiful. So the 4 of Wands is a card of completion, of you've put in the work, you've done the practical steps to reach a goal, and you are achieving it. So this week will be a week where you will see completion in your life. Something will start to bear fruit, something will come together. If you're building a new home, for example, maybe the building will finish this week and you'll be able to prepare to move in. Maybe you will be moving in. Just as an example, of the type of energy that this card has, this completion energy, that things are getting done. So this is a very productive week, and more than just getting done, you are going to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labors, whatever they are. Okay. Next, we have the King of Swords. I have no idea why the kings are birds in this deck. If you know, let me know in the comments down below. The King of Chalices. I'm sorry, I guess they're animals. I thought they were all birds for some reason. And then the Six of Swords. Okay. So, with the completions in your week ahead, it does seem like we are moving towards a better place. Things are looking up in your life. You're moving away from previous difficulties, from maybe a toxic situation, maybe getting a new job, for example. With these two kings here, for some of you, we're looking at two people. One of these could be you, the King of Cups or the King of Swords. The other could be your partner, for example, and they can be of any gender. I mean, obviously, they denote masculine. It can be someone of any gender. These energies are not restricted to someone born and identified as male. So, what's interesting here is that these two swords kind of complement each other. The King of Swords is someone who is very clear and structured in their thinking. They're good at strategizing and planning and getting those things done. This person is more mental and in their head, but they are very strong at mental tasks. Thinking is really their strong suit. Planning, getting things done, strategizing. With the King of Cups here, we have someone who is more emotional, but not in a sense that their emotions are causing them difficulties. You know, this is someone who is more in touch with their emotions in the sense that they understand themselves. They can accept how they are feeling and express those emotions without shame. And so it does seem like for others of you for whom these cards don't represent people, and if these sound like people in your life, or make you think of specific people in your life, then that may be who these cards are referring to. But for others of you watching pile one, the place that you're moving to, the better place that you're going to, the completion that you're seeing, will bring with it inner balance. You will have some mental peace, you will have emotional peace, you will find happiness, you will find balance. 4 is a balanced number, it's an even number. Okay? All right, let's see. Okay, here we have Anubis. So this is very interesting. I'm not even looking at the booklet for this, but speaking as someone who has studied Anubis and who engages with Anubis spiritually from time to time, Anubis is a deity of change. So Anubis is what is called a psychopomp, which means that he escorts souls from the realm of the living to the dead and vice versa. Anubis opens doorways. More so his kind of counterpart, Wepwawet or Upwaut, depending on how you pronounce it. But Anubis has this ability too, as one who travels between the worlds. Anubis is also very protective. So where you are moving to, there's a big transition coming for you. And your new situation is going to bring balance. It's going to bring happiness. You're going to be protected. You're going to be much safer and feel more secure in your new environment or your new situation. Also, this shift for you will open more possibilities for you in the week ahead and probably in the months ahead too. This energy is something that usually has long-lasting implications. Okay, magic. So I'm going to go ahead and read the prose for this card. Let me see. And then I will share my initial thoughts on it. Once we see what the guidebook has to say, because I might be misinterpreting it, might be getting, crossed wires. So, okay. All right, magic. So the adjectives that come with magic are unknown, untouchable, linger, and mystics. And the prose for magic, which is over here, fickle are the things we can't see, for they still impact us as we breathe. So what if I cannot see her mane and eyes? For me, magic has no earthly ties. Okay. That is interesting. So it seems like the book, when it said untouchable, that certainly made me think of your protected situation and is a positive connection to this overall reading and its energy. I mean, you have the 6 swords here, you have the King of Swords here. Swords can be used to protect. Then you have a very protective deity presiding over the spread here. So it does seem like this untouchable adjective that comes with this card is very applicable to the spread in that you are going to be more secure, at least for the week ahead, if not longer, to the point where you will feel safe enough to say that you are untouchable by whatever past circumstances were causing you imbalance that were upsetting or difficult or dangerous. Whatever you're getting out of, you're going to have a much, much better situation. Another aspect of magic is that if you are someone who works magic, you may see your spells start to bear fruit this week, to bring change and balance, to open opportunities to you. If you've been feeling like you've been doing these magical operations for nothing, they're not working, it's not bearing fruit, etc., you're doing it wrong, whatever the situation is, this card is here with this spread to tell you that your spells are going to bear fruit, along with the practical steps and actions that you took to reach this point of completion and transition. For some of you who are spiritual but don't engage with magic, you could also be seeing positive spiritual shifts in your spiritual practice, maybe having more freedom to practice in a way that is authentic to yourself, finding a new practice that helps you find balance, completion, happiness. Okay, that's really about all I'm getting. I thought there was something else, but I suppose not. So, all right, for your messages from the mermaids, we have awareness. All right. Awareness here is about being aware of your efforts and applying them in such a way to help continue to bear fruit from them. Okay, being aware of what steps you are taking that worked for you and continuing doing that to get results, to continue seeing results and improvement in your situation, whatever it is exactly for you, individual pile 1 viewer. Okay. Grandparent. You have a special bond with a grandparent that can never be broken. All right, so this could be very literal in the sense that you may have a bond with a grandparent And maybe you were in a rough patch with them and it's going to be changing for the good and the better in the week ahead. You will be able to reconnect more freely and openly. Things between you will be good. You have a special bond that can never be broken. You will find that even if things were rocky for a bit, that they love you more than your disagreements, for example. And so they continue to support you and connect with you, etc. This card can also represent about, sorry, my phrasing. This card can also be about benefiting from the wisdom of an elder or someone who is more experienced, especially with all of the work that you're doing in the week ahead that is helping you bear fruit and get into this better situation. If there is someone in your life who has more knowledge of a situation or circumstances that can help you, this card is encouraging you to reach out to them and to get their input into the situation. Get their perspective on it and see if maybe you can harmonize it and balance things a little bit more. See in what ways you might be able to benefit to further improve your current situation. This also on a spiritual level could have to do with ancestors. So if you are someone who works with your ancestors, you might, for example, connect with your ancestors for help in this situation, for extra protection and things of that nature. Or if you have grandparent, can be a spiritual figure, a deity, a guide, your higher self, a spiritual figure that you look up to, a figure who is sort of in a role of authority in your life as one who guides you, who teaches you, who protects you, etc. Okay? You may be able to benefit from someone with more experience in your life, whether that being be a person, a spirit guide, a deity, etc., your higher self, so on and so forth. Okay, last but not least, we have these L'Utopie Lenormand oracle cards. And here we have the whip. Sorry, let me my camera viewfinder is very small, so I'm not sure how well you will be able to see these once they're on your screen, so I just want to zoom in. The stars, or the star, I think it is, like the tarot, just the star. Okay, crossroads. All right, this is very interesting and positive energy here. Sorry, I'm wobbling the table. With the whip, we have a card that can indicate disagreement, argument, or conflict on some level. And if you find yourself in that situation, again, it is important to get guidance as well as find support. Connect with your support structures and your support network. Your friends, your loved ones, your guides, your deities, whatever the case is for you on an individual level. This week is overall positive and things are getting better. But in the event that you run into some bumps in your road from your previous situation that you are moving away from, it's important that you connect with those people or practices that bring balance and peace into your life to help you make decisions so that you can move forward. Additionally, I will say that for some of you, when I see this card, I think of someone cracking a whip to get things done, as it were. For some of you, if you're like me, for example, and you struggle with procrastination, etc., things are bearing fruit. You're seeing completion, but You're not done yet. So it's important that you be disciplined with yourself and continue to make progress and take steps forward. That you make choices that benefit your goals. And believe me, as someone who has struggled with procrastination probably my whole life, I know how difficult it can be. But for me, my initial response to this is that you need to keep cracking the whip. You need to keep getting things done. But the whip traditionally indicates conflict, traditionally indicates disagreements. It could even be something like a debate with someone. And when that comes up, it is important to find your guiding star and get back on your path. Don't allow yourself to be derailed by turbulence in the sky ahead of you, or by, don't allow yourself to be totally thrown off kilter. I'm going off on a tangent and I apologize, but, I am someone who has been struggling with weight loss for most of my adult life. I have binge eating disorder, so I eat to comfort myself. When I get stressed out, I will eat to try and alleviate the stress, for example. And so certain types of stress or certain types of foods can be a trigger for that behavior. It is important, what I'm saying is that it is important for you that if you encounter a trigger or something difficult, that you do your best not to get derailed from your ultimate goal. In my situation, that is continuing to lose weight and get in shape. It's okay if you indulge a little bit, take a break for a little while, whatever the situation for you is, but it's important to keep going. Don't give up completely. Don't surrender, because you are moving towards a better place in life, towards a happier place in life where you will have more support, more love, more safety and protection. Okay, so do not give up on yourself or your goals, no matter what you encounter this week. And make sure that you keep getting things done. Hopefully my little tangential anecdote was helpful as an illustration of what I was trying to say. Right, so with the star here, the star is more than just a guiding light, helping guide you forward on your path. The star is inspiration, it is hope. Okay? You still may experience some difficulty. You may not be totally free from past situations that you're trying to escape. But the future is bright, so don't give up. There is hope for you. You are moving towards a better place. Do not forget, things are improving. Remember to look at the big picture. When we go through difficult things, those times are for right now. They're not forever. They're just for right now. Things will eventually get better. That brings us to the crossroads, which is a card about choices. Remember to make productive choices as much as you can this week. Remember not to give up on your goals. No matter how difficult whatever you encounter is, things are getting better and they're going to continue getting better. You need to stay on your path again, and you need to make right choices to help you stay and keep progressing on that path. And that brings us to your final message, which is Omicron, your alphabet oracle. With Omicron, we have the message, out of sight are crops that are not sown. Okay? You are bearing fruit right now, but if you stop doing the work, you're not going to keep seeing that fruit. It is important to find the inner strength inside of you Connect with your support networks, your teachers, your guides, your deities, whatever the case for you is, and keep going, keep doing the work. I'm really getting a sense that for many of you, this good situation that you are currently experiencing is dependent on you continuing to take these productive steps forward. So you may have planted the seeds may be growing. If you stop watering them and leave them to their own devices, it's summertime right now as I do this message, they're going to burn up. They're going to dry out and you're not going to get any fruit. So keep doing the work. That is so important for you. Keep believing in yourself because what you have done has gotten you this far. This is all you're doing. You may have had some outside help and support, some outside guidance, but this is all because of you and the steps that you took to get to this position. This isn't something that just happened for you. This is something that you did, and you should be proud of this work. Keep going. You are doing amazing, and you will continue to go to a better place. Don't give up. Don't be discouraged. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave you here, Pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. If you found it helpful, please leave me a like and maybe consider commenting down below. And if you'd like to join me for a future reading, please do consider subscribing. I upload week ahead spreads every Saturday. And I also have a romance reading every Thursday and a spiritual guidance reading or a general guidance reading every Wednesday. So if any of those interest you, please do consider subscribing. And I will see you in a future reading, hopefully. So until then, take care of yourself, Pile 1. Good luck with everything. I believe in you. Continue to believe in yourself. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this is your pile, you chose the pile with the alphabet oracle letter Ypsilon. And we will save that for a final message here at the end. We're going to go ahead now and focus on your tarot cards and your primrose and prose oracle cards. Okay. So this is just going to be a spread where we take a brief look at your week ahead, okay, and get, a little bit of insight into what you might encounter so that hopefully you can make the most of things. So this card represents the dominant theme, energy, or context of the spread and your week ahead. And in this position, we have the 8 of Cups. So this card here, I believe this represents the Little Mermaid after she was turned into a human. She's turning away from her old life and circumstances and moving towards a new life and circumstances in the palace here, pursuing that relationship with the person that she loves. And for some of you, that very well could be your week ahead. You are going to be making some changes with your partner, positive changes, taking the next step forward in your relationship possibly. But for the rest of you, those who may be single or whatever your situation is, we're looking at turning away from old circumstances and turning towards something new, something very different. Okay? All right. Here we have the 10 of Coins, a very powerful, positive card. Temperance. The Emperor. Okay. So I feel like whatever change is coming to you is definitely very positive. You've got a firm grip on the situation. You've got control of the situation. You are guiding things in a positive direction. You are taking things to a good place with this change that you are making. Your home life, your family life, your household situation, it's all going to be very stable this week, very happy. You're not going to have to worry about that. In fact, you might be experiencing a period of unusual balance. With temperance, we have usually it's two opposites coming together as one. Okay? And so for those of you for whom this is about romantic changes in the coming week ahead, this is very positive energy here. That you two are committing more to your relationship, that you are coming together, maybe moving in together, and that your home situation is going to be very happy and positive overall. You're not going to be lacking for food, shelter, companionship, etc. Okay? For the rest of you, those who are not dealing with romantic circumstances this week, though, this is still very positive energy, because what you are creating is a very stable, balanced, secure situation where you are not without something, where you are not lacking anything that you desire. And that is all very good news. All right. So this is an interesting card. The keyword, the name of the card is acumen. And I'm not really sure what this may be referring to. So let's take a look at the guidebook here. There's no number on the card, but there are numbers in the guidebook. And let's see. I mean, it is independently published, so we can't have everything right. Let's see, acumen. Okay, and they're not alphabetically ordered either. So it's like, okay, right. Acumen. The adjectives for acumen are sharp, grace, cunning, and mischief. And the prose for acumen is, the world could use a little chaos now and then, perhaps not always at the expense of men, but to those who live by mischief, why there is no greater gift to be donned. Okay? It seems like some of you took a big step and really shook things up with this 8 of Cups energy for your week ahead. And yet, this risk that you took, these big changes that you made, either they're bringing balance and stability and happiness to your situation, or it's not at the cost of your balance, stability, and happiness in your situation. Okay, so even with these possibly chaotic or sudden mischief-like changes that you may be making, to bring a little more fun to your life or adventure or something, it's not at the expense of your stability, your happiness, your inner and external balance. Okay, we have Libra. So Libra is the sign of the zodiac in which the scales are depicted. So again, a card dealing with balance. When Libra shows up, we do have to be careful of being indecisive. It's good to have balance and harmony in your life, but especially here with acumen, the energies are so different. We have mischief and chaos, and then we have balance. So be sure that your situation is not so balanced that you cannot progress. Be sure that you don't reach a point where you become indecisive and able to act. The changes, for those of you who have not made the changes yet, the changes that you are considering will be positive and bring positive change and energy into your life. It's going to take a little risk. It's going to take doing something different and unusual, but it's going to work out okay for you. Like if you are considering doing or trying something totally different, it's going to be okay. All right, just be careful of reaching this place where you are so balanced you can't move forward because you're stuck in a situation of indecisiveness. Let's go ahead and take a look at the guidebook for Libra also. Just make sure I don't miss anything. Let's see. Yeah, Libra. Okay. I knew it came closer towards the end of the zodiac. Okay, so the adjectives for Libra are balance, calm, consideration, and air. And the pros, coiled. The serpent moves to strike, only to pause at the moment's height. A sliver of doubt had crept into its spine. The soul in their eyes. Is that mine? Interesting. That's actually very deep. Okay, so again, in the little prose verse, the serpent had started to strike at something and then was given a moment of pause. It's okay to stop and consider things. Like even here, she's not quite at her goal yet. You know, she's still looking forward at her goal. She has started taking the steps to get there because she's no longer a mermaid, so she can be on land. For you, though, you either haven't started or are still in the planning stage, and that's okay. But don't get caught in indecision and inaction. Don't get caught in that state where you stop being productive. It's okay to shake things up. Believe in yourself. All right? It's going to bring positive change and it's not going to hurt your situation too much, if at all. Like, I don't see anything here that's saying, like, oh my gosh, total collapse, you know, anything like that. So it should be good, really. All right. For your message from the mermaids, we have communication. All right. For those of you who are making changes with your partner or who have family that you live with and you are considering making big changes, it is important to communicate. And that communication may actually help you not get stuck in a situation where you are so balanced that you find yourself at an impasse and you are indecisive and unable to act. It is important this week that you take this time to start making steps towards your end goal. Okay, and it may be a little risky, it may be different and unusual and feel strange because it is different and unusual, but remember that it's going to be fine. With communication, you do have people in your life whom you can talk to about your situation before you make those changes. So be sure to communicate, get more information. If you are unsure of something by yourself, ask a friend or a family member to be a sounding board and then tell them your plans and ask them, what do you think? Use that communication to help you move forward. They might even have something unique to add to your plans that can improve or enhance them on some level. Okay, and it may be something totally unexpected. Okay, listen to your true feelings. Don't let others talk you into doing something that you know is wrong. Okay, ignore that. I mean, it's true, it's right. Like, don't let people talk you into doing something that isn't right for you. But this deck, I'll be honest, it's aimed more at kids, so we don't really need this flavor text. Listen to your true feelings is enough. It seems like there is something that you are considering, something that you are starting. If you feel you are getting doubtful, Okay? Stop and reassess your feelings on the situation. Remember why you want to make this change. Why are you doing this? What is your goal? Try to get a big picture perspective on the situation. If your feelings are still telling you not to go for it, then listen to that. But if after examining your thoughts and feelings on the situation, talking with other people who may be impacted by it, if your feelings are telling you, let's go for it, let's do it, then go for it, because it's going to work out. It may be different, it may be scary, maybe it's a little risky, but you've got this, is really what I'm getting from this energy. This is very positive and secure, safe energy as a whole. Okay, now we have your L'Utopie Lenormand cards. It's interesting that we have a snake here, the snake card, and here, for some of you, the snake may be a potent spiritual symbol. It may be a symbol that you use for your spiritual guide. I know that snakes are very common among various pagan groups, for example, as symbols. So that may be something to consider, that your guide is trying to communicate with you or wants your attention here with this reading. Okay, and I believe this one is called the Heart, so I'm going to have to double check that. I'm not super familiar with the Lenormand. I mean, I'm familiar enough to use it, but anyway. All right, and then we have the dog for your final Lenormand card. Okay. I feel that with so much snake energy here, imagery here rather, it is important to consider the symbolism of the snake. So snakes go through change. They shed their old skin, and in essence, they are reborn. Here we have the Little Mermaid. She's lost her mermaid tail and she now has legs. She has been reborn. She has moved from living in the sea to being able to live on land. Okay, that seems like very strong energy here in the week ahead and with this situation, that it's almost like a rebirth. There is some sort of big change or transition that you are making. And the snake is a positive sign for that. That the old skin that you're shedding away is going to give you that fresh start. The snake can also be a symbol of power. The Kundalini serpent, for example, is a symbol of spiritual power. The serpent on the rod of Asclepios, or the caduceus of Hermes, is a symbol of healing power, of creative power, spiritual power. So this week ahead has very powerful potential for big change for you. Very positive change for you. Overall, like, the snake sheds its skin, it is reborn. It doesn't fail in that act. And I feel like you, with what you are looking at in your week ahead, you won't fail either. Because you've got the snake here, you've got the snake here. You've got so many strong balance cards here. It is interesting, with this Lenormand card, one of the keywords for it is power, and then you've got the Emperor here. So it is important to remain in your power. Make choices that empower you. Remain in your authority. Do not surrender your power to someone else around you. This can also represent a foe or trickery on some level, which is interesting because acumen here is a bit about mischief too. it may be prudent to keep your eyes open for someone who is looking to throw a monkey wrench in your plans, as it were, and do your best to avoid that. I'm not feeling strongly that that is something to be concerned with, but I do, with the energy here twice, that is a possibility, at least for some of you watching, that someone may be jealous of the opportunity, the potential, the power that you have in your life, and they may want to try to mess that up for you. And so it is important to keep your eyes open for someone making mischief that could hurt you. Remember, for you, make choices that empower you. With communication here, I think it's also important, be careful with who you speak with and who you share your ideas with this week. Be careful that it's not someone who's going to want to steal them, for example, and take credit for them, or something along those lines. Be careful of who you confide in the week ahead. Make sure it's someone that you can trust. Make sure it's someone who wants to support you. If your gut is telling you, maybe I should keep this to myself instead of opening up to this other person, do that. You also have the dog here. The dog is a symbol of loyalty and devotion, dedication. If you are assuming a position of leadership in the week ahead, this person who follows you closely, I'm going to say that you do have people who are close to you, who are loyal, whom you can trust and depend on. But again, there may also be someone who does not have your best interests at heart. And it's so interesting because, again, with the Little Mermaid, the sea witch helps her become human with the intention of her failing to win the prince's love. So be careful of who is close to you right now. Be careful of who you trust. There are those who are close to you, who are loyal, who are supportive, who you can trust. But there may be things going on with your life right now that you cannot share with everyone. And that is for your highest good, and the highest good, the best outcome of this situation. With the heart here, this can be about new love. And so again, for those of you for whom you are making changes and taking new steps with your loved one, it's going to be great, really. Just again, be careful of someone maybe trying to sabotage you guys. But generally it should be fine. This card is also about having support. So again, the dog, the loyal companion, someone you can trust. If you feel like you are alone, if you feel like someone is trying to sabotage you, look for those you can really trust and depend on. Get their support, get their guidance, and use that support to empower yourself. You can get through this, you will get through this, and you will do well. Okay? The heart here brings happiness. It can also bring love. But it's also about having support. And you've got the dog here, your loyal companion and supporter. It should be okay. Just remember, focus on the people who matter most to you, who you can trust the most, who you know are most loyal and dependable. All right, let's look at your alphabet oracle. So your oracle is for Ypsilon. And the oracle verse associated with this is, undertaking fine is held by deed. So things will work out so long as you are able to take the steps that you need to get them done. Remember in the story, the Little Mermaid was not able to win the prince's love. And I may be wrong, but from what I'm recalling, she wanted to win his love, but when she found that he loved someone else, she stopped. Even though it meant essentially self-sacrifice, she wanted him to be happy with the person that he cared about. She gave up on her goal. She willingly made a sacrifice, and that is admirable. That's fine. But for you, your success depends on the effort that you put into. It depends on not getting stuck. Being able to continue moving forward no matter what you face this week, even if it's difficult. It's going to be okay. You have strong support networks all around you. If you stumble, you probably will not fall all the way down. And if you do, you've got people here in your life who are going to pick you up and help you keep moving forward. Lean on them. It's okay to have support and help from friends in the week ahead. All right, have the courage to take some risks and give yourself the opportunity to have your dreams come true. This story was written as a tragedy because the author had an unrequited love situation, but that doesn't have to be you, okay? Your story has great potential for happiness and success. Lean on those you can trust, who love you most. You can get this done. Your week ahead will be a success. It will be a positive week overall. And hopefully it will be a memorable one too, with such interesting energy here for you. So, with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and leave you there, pile 2. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this reading is helpful for you and helps you to effectively navigate the events of your week ahead. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like and commenting down below. And if you would like to join me for a future reading, please consider subscribing. And until then, take care of yourself, pile 2. Good luck with everything in the week ahead. You got this. And take care. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your week ahead reading. If this is your pile, you chose the pile with the alphabet oracle Xi, and we're going to save that for a final message at the end of the reading. Right now, we are going to focus on your tarot cards and your Primrose and Prose oracle cards. And again, this reading is just going to be a brief insight to get oh, my words. It's going to be a brief spread to get some insight into your week ahead. I promise you, I can speak. I got this. Okay. So this card here represents the dominant theme, energy, or context for the spread and for your week ahead. All right. We have the 5 of Swords. Okay, so this one is interesting, the artwork on this one. There may be some challenges ahead of you this week. Maybe some disagreements with others. Maybe a disagreement with a boss or a teacher, for example. You may also find that you are surrendering this week on some level. That there is something, a situation in your life that you are choosing to give up on. But let's look at your other cards here and see if we can get a little more context here. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, I'm feeling like already, this is a card about new opportunities. Okay, when, quote unquote, the hand of God offers you the sword, you are being given a gift of clear thought of spiritual truths and higher values. You are being given an opportunity to succeed, to make some real change in your life. So it seems like whatever you may be giving up, you are going to be replacing it with opportunity. Okay, the Tower. Yes. This is a card of change, of transformation. And it's going to be change that comes quickly. And it may, in a sense, hit very hard. You may feel it very deeply in your soul, in your life, on a physical level. But generally, this change is good. If you've got a situation here that you're just ready to walk away from it, you are having new opportunities. New doors are opening for you. Change is coming away from this old situation here. Okay, the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is about getting a recognition. It is a card for success and victory. So it seems like whatever change you are making is not an easy one. That you may have disagreement with people in your life. But the ultimate outcome of that is that everyone is going to see this, that this is a positive change for you. The outcome will be that you will be recognized. Other people will recognize your success. You're making a positive change. All right. Let's look at your Primrose and Prose Oracle cards. We have Cancer, and that is the astrological sign, not the illness. Okay? Okay. So with Cancer, the crab, it has a hard shell. It's very protected. I feel like with all of this change, with whatever obstacles you may face in your week ahead, you are protected. You've got the sword of victory here in your hand. You've got armor. You can do this. You can get through this. Let's look at the guidebook for this sign, though. Let's see. Okay. The adjectives are change, reform, cool, and slow pain. I don't think that one is the one that applies here. Okay, so the prose for this card. The ocean laps gently at the sand, disturbing creations built in the land. A wave licks over fortified walls, melting them until there is nothing at all. Okay. I really feel like the prose of this card blends well with the surrender aspect of the Five of Swords. Surrendering and walking away from a situation where you feel like you just can't win, and so you're giving yourself new opportunities. And those opportunities are going to come quick. Things are going to change quickly when you turn away from surrender, whatever it is that is bringing strife and difficulty into your life. And you're going to get through it okay, because you are protected. Everyone will see that this was the right choice for you. You will succeed. Okay. So this card here, the keyword is preserve. And let's look at the guidebook for this one also. Unfortunately, the entries are numbered, but the cards are not. And they're not in alphabetical order either. So just kind of have to browse the book. Thankfully, most of it is the Zodiac, and it's in, here we go, Preserve. The Zodiac is in order, so that makes it a little quick to navigate, but okay. So with Preserve, The keywords are acumen, determination, effort, and persevere. Okay, persevere is actually the feeling that I got from this card when I saw it and saw preserve, was that it was persevere. You can get through this. Let's see what the prose for this card has to say. Approaching the beast, I bowed and asked, what must I do to break from my cast? It hummed, musical and knowing. You must stop asking and just get going. That is very powerful. I really like that little poem. Okay. If there is something that you have been considering giving up on, like a job, maybe a course in school, or some sort of situation that is causing you difficulty, you're just ready to surrender, you are encouraged to do so. Okay? Surrender. You will have new opportunities open up for you. Change will come, and the end result will be positive. It may be difficult at first. Change usually isn't easy. Think about a baby being born into the world, or a bird hatching from an egg, for example. That experience is difficult, but it is usually generally very positive. And with the Six of Wands here for you, it definitely will be. The outcome will be positive, even if there is some struggle or difficulty incurred from making this choice to let go, to give up whatever is no longer working for you, whatever is impeding your progress and your happiness in your life. It's okay to let go of that, because the positive changes that you will open yourself up to will be worth it. And to get to that positive outcome, you have to persevere. Okay, so here we have a message from the mermaids for you. Solitude. Okay, notice here, she may be by herself, but she looks very happy. She looks very confident and content. You may be someone who is an introvert, and you may need to recharge a bit after this experience and this situation, which means going to your quiet place, your safe place, and just giving yourself a chance to rest and recharge your batteries, and that is okay. It seems like you will benefit from the quiet in your life, getting away from the chaos, the disagreement, the shouting, the fighting, the words, the struggling, letting all of that go, taking something new. Open to change, and you will succeed. And all you have to do is persevere. Don't give up on yourself. Keep going. You can do this. You are all you need to empower yourself, to find strength to keep going. You are enough. All right. For your magical unicorn oracle card, we have Healer. You have the power to help and heal others. I feel like for some of you, you may be choosing to leave an old path to start a path in which you can heal others, in which you can work in a healing profession, whether that is mainstream medicine or something like Reiki healing, for example, flower essence therapy. And that is a good thing. But for most of you, I think this is about healing yourself by having that quiet time to ground, to center, rest, and recharge, and then get going. For those who are familiar with the tarot, I'm getting Four of Swords energy from this. That it's time to withdraw, rest, rejuvenate, surrender. Walk away from all of the struggle and chaos. Find inner peace. Find healing within yourself. Help others if that is what you are called to do. But surrender your current situation and then move forward. Don't give up on yourself. Keep going. You can find something new, and the outcome will be good, positive, successful. Okay. Oh, I guess you wound up with 4 L'Utopie Lenormand Oracle cards. So let's see what you've got here. We have the tree. Okay. The tree stands on its own. You know, there are no other trees around here. You have the one sword, the sword of justice and victory on your side. The tree grows its roots deep, which could be, in your case, a metaphor for going deep within yourself, finding what you really want and then reaching for it. Grow. Root yourself in your most stable, most strong situation that you can, and use that in which to grow, to support yourself, to reach your goals, which may be for some of you to start working in a healing profession or take steps towards that. Okay. We have the storm. Okay. The storm is a time of change. It's a little chaotic, but you can see the sun is already coming out from behind the clouds. And even here in solitude, there's beams of sunlight or moonlight streaming down through the clouds. The sun is going to come out again. This may be difficult. It may feel like a dire situation, but it's going to be okay. You will get through this. You will make it out okay, even better than you were before you took these steps. Okay, the bird, or in this case, the birds, which is not based on the horror movie, by the way. When I first saw this card, my initial impression was freedom, was being able to fly on your own wings with no one holding you back anymore. And that is definitely the outcome for the Six of Wands. Very well, this change and transformation can bring you freedom. You will be able to fly anywhere you want to go on your own 2 wings. But one of the traditional meanings for this card, and I think that is what is coming up here, is communication. You know, birds sing and talk and chatter a lot. Communicate with people in your life who aren't being obstacles for you. Find support and community as you move forward. Could be finding a teacher. The communication could also be communicating with your inner self. Listening to your heart and figuring out what you want for this new opportunity that you bring for yourself. Find what you need to bring healing into your life and fly towards that. This card here, this opportunity, you can wield that sword in any way that you want to. And this is the sword of justice, the sword of success. It will work out for you. Okay? So listen to your heart, find out what you want, where you want to go. Make those opportunities happen for you with your choices in the week ahead, with your actions in the week ahead. Remember, it's fine to withdraw, recharge, rest, but you also need to keep going. This is not a week even though you are surrendering a difficult situation, you're walking away from it, this is not a week to give up on everything in your life. This is a week you are bringing yourself new opportunity and change. Take advantage of that. Open the doors that you want open for you with the possibilities and potential behind them that you want to try and take advantage of for your life, for your happiness and your progression. Okay. I did not intend to draw 4, but since I did, apparently you were meant to have this message also. And for this one, I believe this one is called The Child. And the energy of the child is about having a new beginning, a fresh start. It is very much like the energy here of the Ace of Swords. You have this new opportunity. You can gain a fresh perspective on the situation. Get a different perspective. Listen to your heart. Find out what you want. Okay? Take advantage of this opportunity that you are giving yourself. Make it an opportunity of empowerment, of healing for yourself. To walk away from something that is stressful and upsetting and difficult and remove that from your life, that toxic situation. Open yourself up to change and healing. And by helping yourself, you then make it so that you can help others. Other people in your life, the people who are important to you and meaningful, people that you work with, whatever the case is, by empowering yourself, you are then able to help others through that. Like the tree, as the child, you have the opportunity for growth. There is limitless potential here. Go back to the beginning for yourself. Take this fresh start and go in the direction that will most empower you and make you happiest. Okay. Last but not least, we have your alphabet oracle here. The verse associated with this letter is Xanthic Theos, ripened fruit awaits. Xanthic Theo is Golden Demeter, the goddess of growth, the goddess of productivity. Okay? The ripened fruit awaits. If you are this tree here, then you need to create the environment around yourself that will allow you to flower and bloom and bear fruit. And by taking the steps to make that environment happen for you, the ripened fruit awaits. Golden Demeter blesses you. Okay? There is an alternate translation for this letter, and that is, you can pick no fruit from withered shoots. Okay? And that verse is a warning not to let this opportunity go to waste. You are giving this to yourself. Make it a gift. Move your life, change the entire course of your life towards what you want. Even if that has to start as baby steps. It doesn't need to be chaotic, world shattering change. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, okay? It can be small steps, but you have to make it happen. You have to do the work. You have to know where you are going by communicating with yourself, communicating with others in your life for whom all of this is relevant. You can make it happen. You can do this. It will work for you. Okay? This oracle promises that for you. If you put in the work, you will bear the fruit. You will be able to savor that and enjoy it in the long term. So it seems like it's a big week for you, pile 3, and I'm going to go ahead and leave you there. But I believe in you. I know that you can do it. You've got victory on your side. You are stronger than you may think you are. So, thank you for joining me, pile 3. If you enjoyed this reading, please do consider leaving a like and maybe a comment down below. And if you'd like to join me for another reading in the future, then please consider subscribing. And hopefully I will see you again soon. Until then, take care of yourself, pile 3. Good luck with everything. You can do it.